Hi, this is Jessa Klute, and I decided to share with you the website called Zern. It is one that I actually have never even heard of before, but I've been really pleased with my exploration with it. It does align with Eureka Math, which is not one that I am currently teaching, but I found that a lot of the activities and the concepts are still very beneficial. Why I chose this one, just kind of justifying it, is I thought it was very user-friendly, and I think that's very important in a website, even if it's great content, if the kids aren't able to use it and utilize all of the great features, then it's not always very beneficial. And then I thought it was very practical for independent workers, and you can see in just a minute how there are a lot of different topics that they cover in terms of guided practice and independent work, and then kind of a video teaching as well. One negative that I've kind of found is it doesn't seem like it has all topics covered, but I think it'll be really beneficial for the ones that are there. Looking at the teacher side, this is what you see when you log in. And so I decided to just go to the third grade, because that's what I'm currently teaching. And right away, here's the overview, and you can see that there is multiplying, dividing, measuring, tricky numbers with multiplication, division, area and fractions, display, and shapes. And so there are some topics that I think aren't covered, but they do have quite a variety there. I just started with the first one to look at, and here's where I'm talking about how it gave a lot of different kinds of practice. So you can see with each lesson, there's fluency, guided practice, independent practice, and bonus, and it's kind of all laid out here for each lesson that way. To show you a little bit what the student view looks like, first, this is the number gym, so this is the fluency practice, and you can see that it guides the students. So in this case, they have to make 10, and after they drag it, it color codes them so that the students are able to see the numbers. So it says the whole part is 10, one part is 4, what's the missing part? And I think that it's great to see that they color code it, and you can see that it is 6, and then they turn it into an actual problem. So 10 minus 4, same with the color coding. For maybe the struggling learners, they're able to piece it together a little bit and make those connections. And so that's the fluency. Another part of that lesson plan was the learning lab, and I wanted to see what the guided practice looked like. And so you can see it starts with a little video. Oops, it actually skipped a few of the ones that I've done. It starts with a little video, and then it gives them a story problem with a picture. And so on the first step, I had to add the numbers. Now I'm creating an array that matches, and you can see it's guided here where they have the correct number of dots, but they're able to hopefully see the connections. And then with each step, it adds kind of a new part. Are these in a straight line? It gives the speaking tool, which is going to be really helpful for struggling readers or possibly ELL students. And then last, it has the bonus, and I was curious to see what that looked like. And it's a big array with the story problem, and it's making them use what they've learned in the other ones to answer that. And so after doing that, it also has you write out the problem, which I think is great. Great to see. Looking back at the teacher side of things, they also have instructional lessons available, which I think is a great resource. Always to be able to use supplemental material or just helpful things there. How I imagine using this in my own classroom, I think using this part of the digital lessons would be great as independent work. I do a lot of math rotations in my class, and so I appreciate that it provides that fluency practice, but also the guided practice, the independent. It lets kids work at their own pace, and kids who maybe have mastered this task can move through it quickly, whereas it helps kids who don't, and it gives the feedback when they don't get the correct answers, and that's huge. I also think using it as a reteaching tool could be really helpful. So if I have a certain student who is really struggling with the multiplication, they can do this, whereas other students could go back to maybe they need to work on geometry. And so being able to use it as a reteaching and focusing for each kid on the tasks that they need to use. This is definitely a tool that I think I will use this year in my classroom.